Okay, the question says that Acme Design, a small graphic design firm, has several standalone computers. Standalone means they are not connected to the internet, they are not connected to another computer. So this computer is a standalone computer. So this is a standalone computer because it's not connected to anything else. But this computer and this computer, A and B, are not standalone computers, but these are networked computers. These are network computers. Network computers. So he's saying that a company has several standalone computers, meaning they are not connected to anything. These computers are used by the staff for their design work. They would like to use a local area network to share printers, scanners and plotters. Okay. So what extra hardware is needed for each standalone computer? So extra hardware that is needed for each standalone computer to be connected to a local area network via cables. So this is what the question is saying. See, this is a cable, right? And this is the cable to which every other computer is connected. So this computer is connected to it, this one's connected to it, and this one's connected to it also. So on this end in the computer, to connect to this cable, what hardware is needed on this end, or on this end, or on this end? Well, what is needed is a LAN card. What is needed is a LAN card. This is also called a network interface card. So you always need that in your computer. If you want to connect your computer to any network, then you need a LAN card. So how about the network at your home, where you have your personal computer, your tablet, your laptop, your mobile phone? They are all connected to the Wi-Fi router through a wireless connection. This symbol is used for wireless connections, right? So this is for wireless connection. So they are all connected wirelessly through to the Wi-Fi router. So what do you have in your laptop or your PC or the other devices? What do you have in them that is able to allow you to connect to the Wi-Fi router? Well, what you have here is what you call a wireless LAN card. A wireless LAN card. So a LAN card is always needed, whether you're connected through a wire or whether you connected wirelessly. In this case, in the example of a wireless network, what you need is a wireless LAN card. So that wireless LAN card must be a part of your computer for you to be able to connect to the network. So our answer in this case is the LAN card, or the network interface card. This is the hardware which every computer must have to be able to connect to the local area network. And what you should also know is that the MAC address, which is a physical address, is part of the LAN card. So when the company manufactures the LAN card, the manufacturer physically burns the MAC address into the LAN card. So this MAC address is a permanent part of your LAN card. It was made a part of your LAN card at the time that this LAN card was manufactured by the company. So computers can be connected in one of the topologies shown below. Name these network topologies. Well, this topology here is the ring topology, as you can obviously see from the diagram. All the computers are connected together in a ring shape. By the way, topology means how the computers are physically connected together. So that the definition of topology is how are the arrangement in which these computers are physically connected together is called the topology. So in this diagram we can see that the arrangement is that there is a ring shape to which all the computers are connected. So therefore this is called a ring topology. And here we have a central wire, a central cable, and you know, cables are called buses, right? So this is a central bus or a central cable, and this is therefore called a bus topology. This is the bus topology. Every computer on this network is connected to this bus. Okay, so what is the advantage of topology A, which is the ring topology, over topology B, which is the bus topology? Well, the advantage is that we are able to achieve faster data transmission rates. So we are able to achieve faster data rates on ring topology. And bus topology, if you connect more computers to this topology, then this network gets slower. So if you start adding more and more computers to bus topology, this network is going to start getting slower, and I'll just explain that in a minute. Why this happens, I'll explain this in a minute. So higher data transmission rates, I should say higher data transmission rates are possible in A when traffic is heavy as compared to B. Okay, so let me explain how things work on this network. Okay, so this is a bus topology, and we have several computers connected together on this topology. Let's say computer A wants to send a message to computer C. Computer A wants to send a message to computer C. First thing computer A is going to do is, through its network interface card, the computer is going to sense if there is a voltage on this wire. So it's going to sense if there is any voltage on this wire. If there is no voltage, the network interface card does not sense any voltage, then computer A transmits its message. So the message is going to travel in the form of bits, right? So this bit will start traveling and it will go all the way to C, right? Because there was no voltage on the wire means that the wire was free, so A was able to transmit the message to C. So now let's imagine a second scenario where B wants to transmit to D. So B wants to send a message to D, and C wants to send a message to A, right? Okay, so what's going to happen is that B's network interface card is going to sense this wire and check if there is a voltage here or not. If there is a voltage here or not. So when B checks the wire, there is no voltage. So B puts its message on the wire, and this message starts traveling. Once this message reaches this point, it goes this way also, and it goes this way also. Okay. But at the same time, C checks the wire. C checks the wire through its network interface card, and because the voltage signal that was sent by B has reached this point right now, it is at this point, it has not come all the way across the wire to this point. So when C senses the voltage, C sees that there is no voltage on the wire. There is no voltage on the wire. Remember, this signal is traveling, right? And this signal is traveling this way, and it has only reached this point up till now. So now when C senses the voltage, it finds that there is no voltage on the wire right now. So C transmits its message, and this message reaches this wire, and it starts traveling both ways. Guess what? When it starts traveling this way, the message from computer station B is also coming in this direction. So both of these signals, they collide somewhere here. So there is a collision that takes place. There is a collision that takes place, because when C sensed the wire, C saw no voltage, therefore C also transmitted, and the message from B was on its way across, right? And there was a midway collision between the message from C and the message from B. As a result, because this collision occurs, the voltage levels get disturbed on this wire. The voltage levels get disturbed on this wire. So when the voltage levels get disturbed, this computer B, its network interface card is able to sense the disturbed voltage level. This computer C, its network interface card is able to sense the disturbed voltage signal on this wire. So C knows that a collision has occurred, and B also knows that a collision has occurred. So B also knows that a collision occurred because of the disturbed voltage signals. So because the collision occurred and B was transmitting, so B knows that its message was not able to go through. Meanwhile, C also knows because it was transmitting and a collision occurred, so C knows that its message was not able to go through. So its message was also not able to go through. So what happens is that both C and A cannot, sorry, not C and A, C and B, right? C and B, because B was the other station that was transmitting. So C and B cannot instantly retransmit, because if they're going to instantly retransmit, there is going to be a collision once again, right? Because both of these are going to try and transmit once again all of a sudden, and they are both going to sense the voltage wire once again. They are going to sense this bus and they'll see no voltage on this bus, and they are going to instantly retransmit their messages, and once again a collision will occur. So C and B cannot instantly retransmit. They are going to have to wait for a random amount of time. So C and B will have to wait for a random amount of time before they can retransmit. Okay, what does this mean? What this means is that a random time, for example, a random number is generated for C, and that number comes out to be 25 milliseconds. So C is going to wait for 25 milliseconds before it can retransmit, and B's own hardware circuit is going to generate a random time. Let's say that time is 47 milliseconds. So this was generated randomly for B in B's network interface card, and this was randomly generated for C in C's network interface card. Okay, so this random amount of time and this random amount of time are generated individually for C and individually for B. So now C is going to wait for 25 milliseconds. Once 25 milliseconds are over, C is going to sense the wire, sense this bus, and see if there is any voltage on the bus. If there is no voltage on the bus, C is going to retransmit. B will wait till 47 milliseconds, and then B will check the voltage on the bus through its network interface card. If there is no voltage on the bus, B will retransmit its signal. Okay, so hopefully things will work out. But what if B retransmits and once again there is another collision? If B retransmits and once again there is another collision, this time once again B will have to wait for a random amount of time. So last time B's timer was 47 milliseconds, but this time the circuit will make sure that B should get a time more than 47 milliseconds. So this time, the second time, if B transmits and the second time a collision occurs, it is going to get a much higher wait time. It is going to have to wait for a much higher amount of time. That definitely is going to be more than 47 milliseconds. So maybe 175 milliseconds this time. And this makes sense. B is made to wait a lot more this time because B transmitted twice and twice collision, and all of those two times collisions occurred. That is why the new random number that is generated for B to wait is more than the previous amount of time. So this time B has to wait for 175 milliseconds, and then B can sense this wire. If there is no voltage on this wire, now B can retransmit. Okay, so this solution that I just explained, where collisions occur and then computers have to wait for a random amount of time, then they have to retransmit, and if another collision occurs, then they have to wait even for a greater amount of time before they can retransmit. This solution is called CSMACD. This is called CSMACD. Let me clean up some space. So CSMACD stands for Carrier Sense Multiple Access Collision Detection. So this protocol, so this is a protocol, this is a rule, right, that is followed when transmission is made. So this is a rule. So when you have to transmit on a bus network or a network that has a local area network that has bus topology, then this is the protocol that is followed. If a collision occurs, wait for a certain amount of time, then retransmit. Just the concept that I explained is called carrier sense multiple access collision detection. Now what you should see here is that if the number of computers on this network increases, if we have more computers on this network, there is a good chance that the number of collisions will increase. So increasing number of computers will increase collisions in bus topology, right? In bus topology. Okay, so the next question is that give one advantage of topology B over topology A, and this is topology B and this is topology A. So topology B is bus topology and topology A is ring topology. Now the bus topology is much easier to install. So to install the cable like this, is much easier as compared to this ring topology. So this is much easier to install. So bus topology is much easier to install than ring topology. It is also inexpensive. It also is easier to add a new computer in bus topology as compared to ring topology.